Welcome. How's everybody doing today? Going to be covering a couple of new things that we've discovered in the ad agency with you guys, and cover a couple things that I think is going to help you guys out really well, and also have a couple of questions that people have private messaged me or DM'd me on Instagram, and I'm going to be covering some of those today as well. So first thing first, really appreciate all you guys. This group's always a continuous work in progress. So if there's things that you guys want to see from me, or if there's content that you guys want to see, or if there's something you think we should do differently, certainly please let us know. You can comment, or if you want to send me a message privately, you can do that as well. So pretty excited about today. I think that the stuff we're going to cover is going to help you guys out. It's going to give you guys a little competitive edge, and more than anything, it's something that's a little different, a little more cutting edge. So we're going to be talking a little bit about Snapchat, how you guys can use Snapchat, and the ability to be seen and to be able to, because of the new I was making sure it was posted into the SE group, so we're live there. We're good to go. So one of the first things with Snapchat, with this new update that they rolled out, is the discovery option, and you have the ability on your phone when you open up Snapchat to basically make yourself discoverable. And what that means is when you're taking Snapchats, if you take a lot of them in like one area, it's going to brighten up on that map, and I'll show you that here shortly. What you can do with this is, while you're out cleaning, or while you're out in a meeting, or if you're somewhere that you want to bring some attention to as a business owner, a networking meeting or something like that, if you put up a lot of volume of snaps in that area, you're going to have that ability to get some exposure from the public for free. This is huge, because one of the problems with Snapchat was it didn't have a discoverability feature. When I saw the news about purchasing the map software, or whatever the company was that they bought, I knew it was going to be big, because it now allows them to not just be a camera app or a messaging app. It really allows them to open up into a broader horizon, which is really cool. So that's number one, is start taking more snaps in a given area. That will allow you to be able to get a little more distance out of your Snapchat game. Number two is something that we're going to start doing this year, is putting Snapchat filters on your local high school football games, and make a nice little filter. And if you guys need help, let us know. We've got a full creative team, so even though you may not have us running ads, we can still help you with the media side and creating the content for you, which is really neat. So as you're figuring out where you can put filters at, start opening your mindset and broadening your vision to, where do your customers go? Is there farmers markets? Are there concerts that are coming to town? Are there college or pro football games that are going to be going on? Is there races? Is there festivals? The opportunity is endless, because Snapchat literally is just based on a geo fence. So you go circle out an area on the map, and that geo fenced in area is what allows you to basically show your filter in that one small area. So when you take a Snapchat and you're swiping through your phone, those filters that you see are from Snapchat. If you're running a filter in the area that person's standing in, when they swipe all the way to the end, your sponsored filter is going to show. And they have the ability to use that filter, and if they use it, put it on their story, their friends see it, which is a really, really cool way to market, because it really kind of builds up that word of mouth. So filters is a huge one, and discoverability is another one. Now it brings me to my third point I want to talk about, which is your marketing calendar. This is something that you should be getting geared up to do. You know, property managers do their budgets. You know, I want you guys focused on your marketing calendar. Try to figure out where everything is that you're going to do for 2018. You know, what events are you going to go to? Where are you buying sponsorships at? You know, how much are you spending a month on Facebook and Instagram ads? How much are you spending on, you know, Radius Bomb or postcards or whatever it may be? I think social media is the way to go. But when you can start planning that out, things become a lot clearer, projections become a lot easier, and your business becomes less reactive and it's more proactive. And anytime you can do that, so also on your marketing calendar, I think it's very important that you figure out what, you know, like with us when we drop postcards, you know, trying to have some type of an idea around when those postcards are going to drop. A lot of times it's easier to just buy the postcards in bulk and send them to the mail house. And so I'll put this up here. We buy our let's see, might take this down and pop it back up. Yep, gotprint.com. That's where we get all of our printed material, so brochures and business cards and postcards and all that kind of stuff. So what I do is, like, we only send direct mail to apartment communities. So I buy all of the postcards in bulks, 5,000, 10,000 at a time, ship them to the mail house, and then I can just send the mail house an email and say, hey man, you just send those out. And they take care of the postage, they take care of the labels, they take care of getting on the post office. It's really nice and convenient. It's got the invoice. We just did another mailing. I think it was like $264 to hit all of the apartments in Cincinnati, Indianapolis, and Louisville, which is really cheap when you look at it because it's so highly targeted. Start thinking about that, getting your calendar planned out for 2018. You know, I recommend doing that stuff in October when you start doing your goal setting. I think that the more you can be prepared in business, the better off you are. So, all right, let's hop over here and pull up some of these questions. So one question I had that came in is, how do you determine splitting your budget between Facebook and Instagram? And so the decision on where you're going to spend your money on social, right? Because let's look at it at a broader scale, okay? Television, right? Well, it used to be radio, and then went to television. Then it went to mobile device. Specifically on mobile device, social media apps is where the majority of the attention is. So once you have those apps, once you're looking at these social apps, people are spending more time on there than anywhere else. Now dive down deeper into social. You have 5 main platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. You've got Pinterest out there in the wings. Had Vine. Vine's pretty much dead now. Pinterest is okay. It's actually good for it's a heavy female user demographic, so it may be good for, you know, residential services. I just don't know a whole lot about Instagram, so I can't talk too credibly on that. Determining between Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is going to skew a little older. It's been around longer. It's more acceptable. Instagram is a younger, more hip type platform. So I would say if your demographic is 30 and under, call it 30 and over, go to Facebook. And now, just like 30 and over was watching TV and they migrated down to Facebook, same thing. Facebook's going to come up, we'll migrate down to Instagram. So determining your budget on that, I think you should be in both places. I don't think that if you're using the proper targeting, then you shouldn't have any problems with being on Instagram, because you can target females 35 to 55 that are homeowners in your given zip codes that you service. And when you're looking at splitting up your budget and how much you should spend, you have to understand that the number one problem that I see from people trying to get into this digital advertising, or specifically on social media, is they'll spend $10, they'll spend $15, they'll spend $20, they'll spend $70, and they don't get anything. You have to understand that the primary goal of building your brand on social media is that it's a brand new platform. And so you should be taking advantage of the opportunity to build an overall brand, because it's just a matter of time. It's kind of like an IRS audit, right? It's not if, it's when. When is it that your competitor is going to come on there? I see a huge increase already with big brands, and that's the other thing you're competing against, right? So the way this is going to play out is you're either going to have to compete with your competitor because they're going to start advertising on Facebook, Instagram, or you're going to get there and you're going to get blown out of the freaking water because Audi's going to start running ads in your market, or Nike, or Orville Redenbacher, like these companies that have thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to spend. That's what you're going to be up against, is trying to compete with them. And as small business owners, most of us in the group are entrepreneurs. You just can't. You don't have the dollars to compete. But again, we are at this transitional time that is so important, because you've got Coca-Cola with a $3 billion budget with 1.8 million Instagram followers, but you got a guy like Gary Vee or Ty Lopez that's got 2.1, 2.2 million followers and doesn't spend anywhere near that. On top, you've got music artists like Drake and Rihanna that are 34 million and 42 million. And then at tip top, you got Katy Perry, and you've got Selena Gomez, and you've got like Kylie Jenner that's got 100 million on Instagram. And really, like, why does these numbers matter, right? That's always the question. It's like, who cares, right? Oh, it's a popularity contest. Absolutely a popularity contest. That's what brand awareness is all about. You can go buy a marketing book from 1962 from Barnes & Nobles, and I promise you it's going to talk about TOMA, top of mind awareness, and being the first person that your consumer thinks about when they come to market. You build that through branding. Now, the other reason why I say Facebook is so important is because we literally sold a house wash the other day, and we asked the customer, I can take this print off here now. We literally asked the customer why'd you call us? How'd you hear about us? The typical spiel. And he said that 7 years ago, he had his house washed. He knew that he needed to have it done again. He lost the information for the other guy, which, sidebar, is a lesson in itself. Make sure you're staying in front of your old customers. But aside from that, right, the guy's like, hey man, I knew I needed to go to Google and find somebody. I just haven't had time. And then I saw your Facebook ad, and it was a pretty legit offer. We took advantage of it, and here we are. So now what we're seeing is the market is shifting, and social is actually outweighing search if you can get to them first. If you can get your ad in front of somebody and the offer is so over the top awesome that they take advantage of it, you keep them from going to Google. And if your price is right and your customer service is right, and they like you and they like your product and they like your company, they're going to buy from you, and they're not going to shop you. Which is pretty cool, because there's a lot of companies out there that are like, oh, we're a digital agency, buy SEO, buy SEM, which I'm not saying, like, Google AdWords has its place. Like, we spend a little bit of money. We're starting to spend a little bit of money there just because my marketing budget's getting bigger. So I'm like, all right, well, if I can afford to do it all, I'll do it all. I'm just going to do it more wisely. I just know that guys that come to me and they're like, bro, I got like $6 grand to spend all year long, I'm going to tell them to dump it all into Facebook, because it's just where it works. You can build that brand, because here's the whole purpose of brand is when somebody needs your service. If you've been building your brand in your market, they don't go to Google and search for your service into Google, right? They don't search for window cleaning, power washing, insurance, real estate. They're going to go find ADC Cleaning. They're going to go find John Smith, State Farm agent. They're going to go find whatever it may be. And that's when you've won. That is when you've beat, because they're searching for you, not anybody else. So It's a long answer on where to spend your ad budget between Facebook and Instagram. Okay, let's see here. Okay, another one here. How do you determine this? I think what they're trying to ask is, how do you determine your time, where you put your time at? I just had coffee with a guy today, and we talked about this a little bit. Relationships, because the first 10 years of my business, I didn't, right? It was all transactional. It was all like, I'll do a service, you give me the money, see you, maybe never. If I would make my database clean, kept all full, complete contact information for everyone, I would have a humongous database to market to right now. And we simply don't, because I was lazy and I didn't care. So I don't want you guys to make that same mistake. So, you know, building these relationships, meeting people, going out and finding people in your market to network with. Ryan Fox and the guys at Outback Gutterback, they have a sweet deal going on. I think it's with a roofer. You know, they refer roof jobs to him. The roofer refers roof cleaning and power washing jobs to them. Like, it's just a cool symbiotic relationship, because that's how it has to be. You realize in science, any type of parasitic environment or relationship, like, it never works out well. You can't have a parasite. It's bad. By definition, it's just not healthy. So if you can have this symbiotic relationship to where you do one thing for them and then they do another thing for you in return, and it's this nice equal relationship back and forth, the more relationships like that you can set up in your market, like, it will grow your company light years, right? Like, if you don't have a landscaper that, and I'm talking, like, if you want to be a big company, like, you got to go network with other big companies, right? Go find the biggest landscaping company, the biggest roofing company, the biggest cleaning company, the biggest pest control company, the biggest carpentry or construction company, the biggest insurance agent, the biggest real estate broker. You're going to build this syndication, basically, this is how crime, like, mobs, like crime syndicates came about, was that instead of killing each other, let's just all work together and collectively take everybody's money. So you got to build this syndication in your marketplace. And I think that is probably one of the best uses of your time. Here's the other problem I see a lot with startup businesses or guys that are just trying to build their business. They go out and they get booked up 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row, right? And they bust their ass. And nobody's been selling for the 5, 6, 7, 8 days they've been out busting their ass. So now what happens? You get to the end of those 8 days and work. Nobody was selling for you. So this is why getting systematized in your business is so very important, because you can literally start building your business out. I think you ought to set aside, Wednesdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sorry, my allergies are bothering me. Tuesdays or Thursdays, set those times aside and say, I don't book jobs on those days. Those are my networking days, or those are my estimate days, right? Like, I'm gonna do estimates in the morning or quotes in the morning and meet with clients and then go back out. This is like, this is advice for like you solo operators. Likewise, as you get out of the field, it's real easy to get busy with busy work. Set those days aside. Like for me, we shoot the vlog on Wednesday because most of the times my Wednesdays are full of meetings. Ken couldn't shoot today. He's finishing up a lot of editing where we got slammed with ad agency. So I just took my GoPro, shoot my vlog this morning. So that'll be coming. I'll show you guys my full morning routine. But if you can set one day aside out of the whole entire week to go out and network and build relationships and build this interaction with other people, it's really going to pay huge dividends for you. So, all right, let's recap, man. We've got Snapchat. Start using it out and about. Turn on your discoverability. I wouldn't leave it on, to turn it back into ghost mode after you're done, but turn the thing on, snap, 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 and then turn the thing back off, give you a hot spot on the map. You can create the filter, put it over events, festivals, schools, outings, golf scrambles. Genius idea. I'm just going to make a note for that because we'll make that. Snapchat golf scramble. I love doing these because ideas come to me. you know, it makes perfect sense. Put a Snapchat filter on wherever hole you're going to be sponsoring. Like, put it right there. Take a Snapchat with everybody, and then again, discoverability's on. Snap, 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 snap all day long at the golf scramble, and then there you are. You know, use those filters to your advantage. It's really cool. It's really cheap too. Like we just did one for a country music singer and covered an entire arena for like $78. So we talked about that. We talked about networking. Talked about getting out and building some relationships. Talked about spending your money where your clients are. That targeting with Facebook. So a lot of good stuff today. I know that it doesn't look like we had anybody hop on while I was live, but the good thing is it posts to the group and it stays up. So if you guys have questions, you want me to elaborate on anything, just post it down in the comments. And hopefully you guys are in the power washing industry. I know we're getting ready to build back up, right? School's back in session. Jobs are about to start flowing back in again. So if you guys need anything, have any questions, feel free to comment below. And hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you soon. See ya.